and let it run.
I don't know if you can see that, but it's milk white on there. Blowed head gasket. It's Vic, and I'm back with another flip on this 2000 Mazda. Was it a deal or is it a dud coming up? Alright, man. I got this 2000 Mazda Protege yesterday. I started the video, but I'm starting it over because yesterday was kind of messed up. I bought this car at a value pawn in my area. It was a car that was on pawn, and the people never came back and got it. So I purchased this vehicle. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. I'm back now. Where was I? Yeah, I bought this car at a pawn shop in my area. It was basically a car that was on pawn, and the person never came back and got it. So I know a guy at this pawn shop, and we kind of worked out a deal to get the car at a good price or whatever. But pop this hood. The car does need some work. A little bit more than I thought when I purchased it. But what is going on is when I first got there and got the vehicle, it wasn't starting. When they go in there, you would turn the key and nothing would happen. It would just the lights would light up, but no click, no nothing. I'm gonna make another video on how I fixed this issue right here, or how I'm gonna fix this issue, because what happened was this here post here was like all messed up because of the music system they got on here, all the stuff they had on here, and this was all messed up, so it wasn't getting a good connection. So we hooked it up and it still wasn't working. So at that point we jump started it and it cranked right up, no issues or whatever. So at first we thought it might have been the starter, but seeing that we put power to it and it cranked right up, it seems like it's the battery. But it did crank up after we cut it off. After we initially cut it off and crank it back up, it did crank back up. But once we got down the road, water started leaking. No, not water started leaking, it started to overheat, and that's when I stopped and checked the water and realized there was no water in it. The water leaked out from over here, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But the battery, so now I'm at either it's the battery or it's the clutch switch. I'm going to go fix it and go get the battery checked out, and pretty sure it's the battery. But if it's not, it's got to be the clutch switch. The clutch switch is in here under the dashboard. Let me get my light. Under the dashboard, you got the clutch switch. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get you to see it, but it is. It is. Let me see. The clutch switch is that white switch right there. Right? Damn. I can't even. Let me reposition. It's right here. That's the clutch switch. To press the clutch pedal on the car, in order to start the car, it closes the circuit in order to send power to the starter. So if that switch, if it's not the battery, then it's got to be that switch, because the starter seems fine. The starter actually seems rather new. I don't know if you can see it down in there, but I don't know. But the starter looks like it's been changed out before. But the other issue I'm having is it was low on oil, because this was popped out. I guess the guy, when he drove it up there, he must have did some work to this car and took some stuff apart and just drove it up there and pawned it. So I mean, it's some stuff that's loose. I see like brackets and stuff that's missing. Nothing too important. But down in here, where the lower hose goes in at, that little, at first I thought it was the water pump, which is a pretty big deal because it's timing chain driven water pump, and that's a pretty big deal to change that out. But it's the little, it seems like now it's the little, I stuck my camera, a small camera down in there and took a photo of it, and it looks like it's the thing where the water hose connects to. It's like a little housing. It's like a little housing that it is connected to, and it I believe that's leaking, or the gasket on that housing is leaking. And I got a mechanic coming out here around 12 o'clock, and he's gonna figure out what's going on with that little area over there. I'm not taking all that stuff apart, but other than that, as long as I can get that under control. I know I gotta go to the junkyard to get one of these because this reservoir is like dry rotted to death, and that can't be too good. So I'm gonna go get one of those, bone dry. As soon as you take the, well, there's no water in there. There's no water in there now, but like if you see, when I take that cap off, it starts leaking. As soon as I took the cap off, it started to leak. But as soon as I put the cap back on, it don't leak. So, I mean, I think overall,
Stop. Why would you do that?
I think overall it's a pretty good deal. I can cut it out. Okay. I'm not gonna do you like that. I might though. It's a pretty good deal overall. I paid $300 for the car. AC works. Its doors are really beat up. These door panels, lock all the doors. These door panels have been painted. So I'm gonna see if I can go to a junkyard and maybe see if I can find these door panels in the original color that they're in. And if I can do that, I think that'll kind of boost a little bit of value in the car, especially if I can get it clean. If I can get it clean enough, maybe rent a steam cleaner and clean the seats, get it clean enough and get those door panels changed to the right color, I think this car will be a really nice car. The doors are raggedy though. I don't like how they close. They just like, I don't know. It's an older car, man. All this stuff in here messed up. I mean, I would normally change all that kind of stuff, but I mean, that's for somebody, whoever get this car, if they want to clean it up, fix it up, they can do all that. All right, I'm back with the Mazda Protege. I'm dropping it off at the shop right now to get it fixed, to get some things looked at. Because there's some issues with this car that I did not realize this car has. Like, it's something really fucked up about this tire here, and I don't know what it is. I think it's the CV axle or something over here is loose. Bad. Something is loose under there. I don't know. I'm fixing to find out though, but I gotta get this shit fixed and get this car out because this car is gonna end up costing me money. I feel very strongly, but I'll be right back. I'm fixing to run in here so I can get this car dropped off, and we're gonna be on with our day. Man, I don't know what just happened to my camera, but it just took a shit. But I'm fixing to go to Walmart, and when we come out of Walmart, I gotta return a battery for a car that we was supposed to buy yesterday, but we never bought it. So I'm going in here.
We don't have a mat. I don't have one, so.
So I'm going into Walmart. All right, back with a Mazda Protege update, and my lens is fogging again. But yeah, the update on the Mazda is not good at all. The Mazda has blown a head gasket. Yes, you heard it. Blown a head gasket. So we have, here's another lemon. I believe this head gasket was blown in the process of me moving the car when I didn't know that it was leaking coolant. We didn't know it was leaking coolant because it's weird. It doesn't leak. It doesn't leak until you open the cap, like I showed before. When you open the cap, it leaks over here. So at the point, I don't know how, but at the point when we purchased the vehicle, it was water in here, and in the process of starting it up and letting it run while we were inside doing the paperwork, well, we sat there for a minute with it and let it run, and everything was fine. But then in the process of letting it run in that time period, it started to overheat a little bit because Wendy was out there watching it, so she cut the engine off, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's milk white on there. Blowed head gasket. But we looked at the yeah, because this wasn't like this. There was no this engine didn't have any of this when I first purchased this car. I don't even know if you can see that. So this happened in the process of me driving this car without knowing the water wasn't in it. It blew the head gasket, and I don't know what else. And I'm not putting a motor in it. I got a guy that come to get my scrap cars from me. I'm just gonna call him and get him over here to get this car out of here. And that's pretty much how this flip is gonna end. I bought this car for $300. Ended up having to get it towed, so that was another $75. No, 60. It was $65. Another $65. And that's pretty much all I got in it. I got a battery I bought, but I'm gonna take that out, either use it for something else or just take it back. I don't know. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the dealio with this car. It wasn't a good flip. It was kind of blind. I bought it in the blind. I mean, I didn't buy it in the blind because I knew it ran. It started. I didn't purchase this car until it started, and it ran, and I pretty much blew the head gasket on default because I didn't know what was going on. But that's it for this flip, man. This flip was a doozy. So until next time,